Hello and welcome back to Book Club. I know it has been a minute, and sorry about that. Things have been hectic and busy, but today we are going to finish, we are going to get closer to finishing all of the books that I read in 2025. This will be books 7 through 12, so if you haven't seen books 1 through 6, go ahead and watch that video. And instead of crochet this time, I will be working on a painting. So we are going to go over and check out me that is about to work on a sketch, and then we will get started. All right, see you guys in the reviews. Bye. Okay, so I'm about to start the painting, but I wanted to build up some confidence because I'm trying something new. On my tablet, I did like a sketch with the paintbrush instead of going in with the pencil first. So I want to try it on the canvas. So I did a little thumbnail of what I wanted. I also drew what hopefully is my next tattoo on the side to warm up. But yeah, that is it for me. And back to the me with books. See you probably when this painting has gotten started. Bye. All right. So not only do we have a new place in terms of where we're hosting book club, we also have a little bit different. I'm going to look at some of the stuff that I wrote down on the computer that I used to make our lovely whiteboard in the back and talk. The first book is going to be The Oracle Code by Marie Ninchcap and illustrated by Manuel Bertino. I'm pretty sure I butchered those names, but I will have a picture with both of the authors on it. Anyway, but this was a book that I got when I had originally got injured with my toe, and it was a mystery. I haven't read mysteries since I was young, so this was like pretty cool to get back into, and this was still during my graphic novel phase. I read a lot of graphic novels last year. But it was like really good. So it takes place with Commissioner Gordon's daughter, Barbara. She ends up falling off a roof one night on one of her missions, and it leaves her paralyzed, and so she has to go into the not Arcane Asylum, that is the prison, but she ends up going into one of Gotham's hospitals that's for children who've been injured, who have been paralyzed, and they're meant to be like the best in the city and to take care of things when they happen. Now, that obviously it's a mystery, so things do not go as planned, and it gets really weird. In certain points, you'll think that you've guessed like what's going to happen and what it is, but it actually turns around or is a little bit different. Me personally, I thought it was very cool. I'm in the DC universe, like I like it, but I'm not in it enough to know like everything. And I do know that they also have a multiverse just like the MCU does. So if you want to get started, or if you have like just general knowledge of a DC universe, it's a really good book to read, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, and with that, we will move on to the next one. Okay, so book 2 is Other Ever Afters, New Queer Fairy Tales by Melanie Gillum. This book was super cute. On this, I wrote that it felt like a warm cup of tea, which is true, but I probably also wrote it because it is snowing for the first time in years here in the South. So, I stand by the statement, it's just cold. But I thought it was really cute. I think it was cute for adults. However, it's probably geared towards like slightly older children. And I don't mean older as in like teenagers, though they would find some help and solace in it. But I do mean older as in like, they can tell you that they have to go to the bathroom. They can say their ABCs. They aren't afraid of the dark anymore. All that good stuff. I like the way that this is kind of like queer fairy tales, as in queer people, and also like the original word of queer just being different or new. I would put it in my personal library. I think I forgot to say that for the first one of this, but I also left it at A tier. So we actually have 3 books in A tier. I forgot to change that, but we have 2 books in A tier for this video. So I will change that when I go to rewrite this. I think you should get a chance to check it out. It's very cute. It's probably at your local library. I think it is also on Libby or in some ebook world universe thing. But yeah, we'll probably move through these a little bit quicker than I think. It's very cold, and I really want to get these done before we get too far into 2026, because I did not mean to leave the 7 of you who watch this out in the dark, and my apologies. But yeah, these will also all be in a playlist, so if you want to go into your new year with some recommendations and some other books, you can always come back to this page, find the playlist, and be good. But yeah, on to book 9. Cool. Hi. This is editing me because I didn't realize that I had lost the footage to book 9. But yeah, book 9 was The Rime of the Modern Mariner. Um, it was okay. I think that to read it, you should probably be a pretty huge, or if not a relatively good poetry fan. The artwork in it is beautiful, and I think that it's really nice. I think the story overall is good, but yeah. I remember in my original notes I gave it a C, but I was like, that's kind of personal just because I didn't realize it was like super poetry style ish. But yeah, so I ended up putting it in B tier because I think it's actually really good. And if I was a bigger fan of poetry, I think I really would have loved it. It was also about Earth Day, so go do stuff and prepare your garden for the year. But yeah, on to the next part. Cool. Bye. Then this will be the first check-in that we do with the painting, right? Because this time it is not crochet. However, next time it will be some other form of craft that is weaving. The next time that we do this, it will be weaving because I would really like to make a rug for my room. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and check in on painting me and then come back for book 10. Okay. Okay, so I've started the painting. These are just the base colors for the strawberries and blueberries. I'm not feeling super confident about it, but I'm gonna keep going and try my best anyway. So yeah. Alright. Book 10 was 12th Grade Night by Molly Booth and Stephanie Kate Storm. This book was super cute. Imagine having your regular everyday high school and sibling problems sprinkled in with random magical characters and a magic high school in the back. It was really cool. It explored a lot of different themes and did it really in an interesting way. Was super fast paced. Was nice to read. A good pick me up. I think I put it in. Oh, I didn't put it anywhere. So you get to actually watch me make the tally mark. I also think my green marker is dying, which sucks. But that's okay. Anyway, I put it in B tier. Oh, okay. Anyway, I put it in B tier. And I put it in there because, well, mostly it's because I was starting to move away from like teen-centered young adult, and I would kind of prefer the like 21, 22 young adults. Which, and as we go further into this list of everything around 20 to 25, I actually found something that wouldn't be considered young adult, but gave young adult feel with older characters. But that is for the next book club video in part 3. So yeah, B tier for this one. Good pick me up to have in the personal library, and would read again. On to number 11. Book 11, Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. For me personally, this book was a little overhyped. Which, well, that was a couple years ago, but reading it, I don't think it lived up to the expectation that I had for it, but I still really liked it and thought it was really cool. I think that the different perspectives and the different mix of characters worked really well together, and that made it really interesting to read. But yeah, overall, B tier. I would kind of have it. I think I'm gonna move that to C tier. I would say I would kind of have it in like a not even a pick me up, more so like a something easy, something light to read. I did read the audiobook of this, and so I did get to hear cool voices, and so I think that's probably what I liked best about it. But in terms of reading, I do think C tier is where I'm gonna place it. So yeah, on to the next one after I change the rating. Cool beats. On to number 12. Last one of this video. Cool. Okay. So, very last book, which honestly out of this list, our 7 through 12, is probably my favorite. We have Bunt Striking Out on Financial Aid by Ngozi Ukazu and the art by Madeline Rupert. This book was actually kind of personal for me because I too wanted to go. Well, I too have been to art school with things happening that had me have to pull real random ass strings to make it through and to at least get the first part done. And I too am now on break from that. But it was actually really good. There's up there it says side stories, and it's not something that's like thrown into the story that's like, oh, a side quest or anything, but it is told like kind of through the art and with random facts. Like one of the characters is Amish, and every time they have a game, a group of furries keeps coming, and it's Amish furries. And I that's a wild sentence to say out loud, and it was just as well to read. So I'd read it honestly just for that because it's really cute. But yeah, overall, it was really good. The story was told well. The art is amazing. The storyline is awesome. I also put, what did I put it there? Yeah, it's also really good for that upper young adult that I was talking about, where I was like, I kind of want to steer away from teenagers and no shade to anybody that reads that, or if that's for you. For me personally, someone who will be 26 in the year of 2026 and who's been reading well above their age group since they were like 6, I am like kind of phasing it out, but that does not mean that the stories are not still good and that it is not, there. But yeah, that is going to round up our entire book club, and we will move. Oh, correction. We will check in on the painting one more time, and then we will move into announcements, changes, and anything else that is happening. So I will see you in the next clip / couple of minutes. Cool. Anyway, so I fixed it and I like it much better now. Yeah, and we will talk about it some more at the end. Okay. Hi, editing me again. This part of the video I've made a couple of times, so I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Essentially, if I have to tell you fuck ice, you shouldn't be on my page, and that's okay. Also, I won't be posting on TikTok as much. Originally, I thought I was going to leave, but I'm not. So I think I'm just going to reduce posts and put some more energy towards this page and some of the other avenues of creativity that I want to do. And yeah. Also, I have a job now, so we will also be doing slightly more creative things because I will actually have the income to put towards it. But yeah, that's it, and I will see you guys later. Bye!